Hi, welcome back to OCVarsity.com and this week's boys basketball segment. I'm Dan Albano here with Steve Fryer, a basketball guru, and Mr. Fryer, we are down to 6 teams in Orange County, a sensational 6 going on to the semifinals coming up on Friday.
Right.
Before we go back, we look at these games on Friday night. Anything we need to know about that stood out to you from Tuesday's quarterfinal matches? There's how these teams playing, how they do on Tuesday. Anything we need to talk about?
Everything has pretty much gone to script. I think the one surprise team to get this far, maybe Calvary Chapel. They were a number 2 team in the Orange Coast League, and here they're in the semifinals, but they've got a tough matchup coming up.
Who do they play? And they're on the road, right?
Yeah, they're playing Windward of Los Angeles, the top-seeded team in that division, and they play that game at Crossroads. And Windward, they got 6 losses, but they've played one of the toughest schedules going, and it's 5AA, and that's like small schools. But Windward is hugely talented. They got a great guard named Wes Saunders, who's averaging about 23 points, 11 rebounds a game. Going to be a very tough matchup for Calvary.
All right, let's keep with the small schools real quick.
Yeah.
How about Tarboot? Where are they at?
Well, Tarboot Victoria went into the 6AA as the number 2 seed in that division. They're playing really well. They got a couple great scorers in Zach Bruss and Eric Abdi, and they've got an interesting game coming up against Hope Center of Compton. That's a 1 o'clock game on Friday, and they're playing that game at the place called Hanger Athletic Center in Hawthorne. So, I don't know much about Hope Center. It's a rather new school. They've got a 19-win record. They haven't played a whole lot of tough teams so far, but Tarboot, is playing very well. They got to the championship game last year and got beat. They had a big lead over Devonshire Christian and lost it. I know they want to get back.
All right, let's talk a little bit of the Trinity League teams.
Yeah.
Let's update on where Mater Dei is at, and of course, Orange Lutheran's also going to be on the road.
Yeah, Orange Lutheran, they've got to play Inglewood, and that game is at Morningside High School. Inglewood, very talented team, big jumpers, very quick team. Orange Lutheran's got a lot of quickness too, Dan, but Inglewood's the sort of team that Orange Lutheran hasn't played a lot. Could be a very tough matchup for Orange Lutheran. A couple things Orange Lutheran has going for them, some great outside shooting. They're going to have to get that going with Gabe York.
Now, Gabe York, we know he's a leaper and he's a jumper.
Yeah,
I saw him
play
a little bit in football as a wide receiver. That's a very athletic kid. And let's not forget, Orange Lutheran played Yates of Texas.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much more athletic teams there could probably be than that Texas team.
Well, of course they play Mater Dei as well too. But when you're playing Inglewood, it's all about boxing out and making sure you're controlling the glass and don't give up a lot of offensive rebounds to Inglewood, because that's one of Inglewood's specialties.
All right, let's talk Monarchs. Where are they at?
Well, Mater Dei, they're playing Rancho Verde. They've got a home game, but it's at Ocean View. We're at the alternate sites part of the playoffs here. Ocean View is a place where they always play semifinal games, and they've had a great track record playing at semis there. They got to play Rancho Verde, which is won like 14 games in a row. It's going to be a very quick team, but Mater Dei's got the quicks too. They just came off a very outstanding victory over Los Al, where they only had a 1-point lead going into the second half. Then they went off like crazy. Franklin hit some shots. Kiala King had 21 rebounds in the second half.
Oh, yeah, 26 for the game.
21 in the second half alone.
26 for the game, right?
Amazing.
Is that school record there at Mater Dei?
School record, beat a record held by Tom Lewis, a legend in Monarch basketball history.
What if Tom Lewis gave Mr. King a call?
Maybe he did. I don't know.
Hey, and then Ocean View's playing at Mater Dei.
Yeah, exactly. That's the old switcheroo. Ocean View, they've got a pretty interesting game coming up. They're playing Palm Springs, which has won 16 in a row. Palm Springs is not one of the top 4 seeded teams. They've beaten a lot of teams, including, let me see who they beat. Well, they went 10-0 in the Desert Valley League, and they've won 16 in a row. They're going to present a pretty good challenge to Ocean View, but I really like the way Ocean View's playing. With Avery Johnson and Anthony Brown, the kid who's going to Stanford, and they look solid. They've got a good bench too, with Steve Yoon coming off the bench. Delgado hit some threes for him. Oakwood of Nobie, he can hit some. He gets some rebounds, score inside for him. So I like Ocean View's chances to go to the championship game.
And maybe they got a little wake-up call from La Habra, perhaps. That game was a little bit tight at times.
Yeah, it was, and they finally got some free throws at the end to kind of pull away. But La Habra gave him a pretty good run in there in that quarterfinal the other night. And
I think the last team we got to talk about is Foothill.
Yeah, Foothill plays Elsinore. That game's at Northwood High School. Foothill is one of those teams that seems to have everything that they need. They got a very good point guard, Miles Carrillo. They got some good inside guys, Cooper Piquel in there, Matt Cochran in there. They got a very good outside shooter, Mike Atwater. Foothill looks super good, and I think the whole county wants to see Ocean View and Foothill meet in that 3AA championship game at Honda Center on Saturday. But they've got to get through a couple good teams here on Friday before they get that March 6th championship game.
All right, so it's going to be a great Friday of action there. Steve Fryer just laid it all out for us. Thank you, Steve, and be sure to follow us on Friday night and Saturday, and as we continue through the playoffs on OCVarsity.com for all this boys basketball coverage where we've got you covered.